Imagine building a life from nothing. Born broke, no connections, no privilege, just a dream and the drive to chase it. And then imagine reaching the top. Only to find that the person who helped you get there, your own family, has been stealing from you the entire time. This isn't fiction. It's not a movie script. It's the true story of one of America's biggest comedians and the $12 million betrayal that nearly destroyed everything he built. But how does someone lose everything to someone they trusted most? And more importantly, how would you know if it was happening to you? This is the rise, the betrayal, and the shocking downfall behind the name Dane Cook. Dane Cook wasn't born into fame. He was born into food stamps. Boston, Massachusetts. Dane is 16, growing up in a house barely holding together. His family is living off government support, surviving more than living. But even then, Dane had something dangerous to the status quo: ambition. He decides he's going to be somebody, not just famous, but great. And in his mind, comedy is the key. So he does what most people are too afraid to do. He starts. Small gigs, empty clubs, rejected auditions, but every night he's on stage, tuning his craft, getting better.
I'd like to have 19 kids someday. Yeah. Ooh, there's some eggs dropping in here tonight. I want 19 kids. I want my wife to look like Stargate when I'm done.
He spends years in the dark, unpaid, unnoticed, but obsessed. Finally, in 1998, the lights start to flicker on. Comedy Central gives him a shot. A short stand-up segment. Not much, but it's something. Then, in 2000, he gets a full half-hour special. He begins to stand out. He's weird, wild, hyper, different. Audiences either love him or hate him, but they remember him, and that's what matters. The momentum builds, more tours, more shows, and slowly, the money comes in. And what does he do with it? He buys his mother a house. He made a promise as a kid. When I make it, I'm bringing my family with me. One of those people was his half-brother Darryl, someone he grew up with, someone he trusted completely. So when Dane needed help managing his growing business, he made an emotional decision. Not a smart one. He gave Darryl the job, business manager. And at first, it seemed perfect. In 2002, Dane did something that no other comedian was doing. He went online. He started posting his comedy on his website. Then came MySpace. While other comedians laughed at social media, Dane owned it. He built a digital army before most celebrities even knew what a platform was. Millions followed him. His comedy albums went platinum. He sold out Madison Square Garden twice in one night. He was more than a comedian. He was a digital marketing pioneer. And with the money pouring in, he kept his promise. He paid Darryl $150,000 a year, trusted him with all his finances, bank accounts, tax documents, everything. But what Dane didn't realize is that Darryl had been watching everything, and he had other plans. It started slowly. Wire transfers here and there, small amounts, nothing Dane would notice. Then fake checks. Then forged documents. Darryl sent Dane fake bank statements to keep up the illusion. On paper, everything looked fine. In reality, he was siphoning millions. And he wasn't alone. His wife Erica helped. Together, they used the stolen money to live a life they didn't earn. An $800,000 condo in Maine, luxury jewelry, investments in restaurants and hotel developments. They even racked up over $1 million in personal credit card debt and paid it off with Dane's money. Darryl started hiding hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash in the walls of his home. In total, they would steal over $12 million. And Dane, he didn't suspect a thing. He was too busy becoming a global name. In 2008, Dane made a decision that would finally bring the truth to light. He moved to California. That meant he needed a new business manager, someone familiar with California tax law, someone professional. He told Darryl he had to make a change. It wasn't personal. He'd still take care of him. But for Darryl, that was catastrophic. A new manager meant someone else would see the books. And the books were a lie. So he stalled. He refused to send the financials. He dodged calls, made excuses. But time was running out. So Darryl did something desperate. He Googled how to hide money. White-collar crime attorneys. And when that didn't help, he vanished. One final forged check. $3 million. He and Erica took a train at 4 a.m. Disappeared. That's when Dane knew something was wrong. He contacted the bank, and what he discovered was worse than he could have imagined. His accounts had been emptied. He didn't even have access to some of them. All the trust, the years, the promises, shattered. And the person responsible? His own brother. Dane called the police. A manhunt began. Weeks later, Darryl was found hiding in Massachusetts. He was arrested and charged with embezzlement. So was Erica. Darryl pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Erica got 3. They were ordered to pay back what they stole. But the emotional damage, that was permanent. You can build an empire from nothing. You can make millions, be loved by fans, fill stadiums with laughter. But none of it protects you from betrayal. In the end, Dane Cook wasn't robbed by a stranger in the dark. He was robbed by someone he called family. And that's the scary part. Because if someone like Dane Cook didn't see it coming, how would you? Trust is powerful, but it's also dangerous. If you found this story shocking and want to hear more true stories of betrayal, brilliance, and downfall, make sure you subscribe.